So it's been levelled up by the Eggheads. Strictly GI have lost one brain from the final round. The Eggheads have lost one too, and the next subject is arts and books. So Ben, who wants this? Arts and books.
That was going to be more of this one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's who wants it, I guess.
I don't think either of us want it particularly.
No, not really.
Well, what about if we take a risk that maybe
another one comes us?
Yeah.
So Richard goes.
If
Yeah,
Richard's
so
happy
If you're okay
to,
to do that.
Richard's happy to.
I think you sound a good chance.
Thanks very much for your confidence.
Richard, okay.
Yes, I think Richard.
The arts and books guy against which Egghead? And you can have Lisa, Pat or Barry.
What's it? Barry.
Yeah, I think.
Yep, Barry, please. Jeremy.
So, that's good news, isn't it?
It's good news for any subject.
Well, and he just loves being picked, that's the thing. You had the same experience at school as I did with the football team, did you?
I was always last.
I was too. So Richard from Strictly GI versus Barry from the Eggheads. Please go to the question room now. So arts and books, Richard against Barry. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll keep with team tactics and I'll go first, please, Jeremy.
Here is your first question. Good luck. What nationality was the playwright Arnold Wesker? British, American, or Australian?
Right. I'm afraid it's going to be a guess, and I'm going to take an absolute wild stab. Well, tactics were to go down the middle, so I'll go down the middle and American.
Okay, Barry, do you know?
It's British.
British. Now, how do we know this, Barry?
Because I've read some of his plays.
Well, what are they?
Chips with everything.
Okay, so Chips with Everything is one of his plays, Richard. Barry, the brain, as you're known.
Only by you.
Only by me.
Certainly not by my wife.
Which fellow poet did the French symbolist Paul Verlaine shoot, though not fatally, in Brussels in 1873? Was it Lord Byron, Arthur Rimbaud, or John Betjeman?
Now, the answer to this sounds as if he ought to be shot, because it was Arthur Rimbaud.
Oh, Arthur Rambo. I said Rimbaud. Of course it's Rambo. Gosh, I really grievously mispronounced that. You're right, though. Rambo is right, yeah. Did I tell you my story about how I was watching Rambo with my wife, Barry?
No.
He goes up, I think he starts some kind of shootout. He goes up into the hills, he gets arrested, and we're halfway through the film, and my wife says, when does he start learning to box? So, you got the wrong movie. Okay, Richard, try and get this one right. Put the frighteners on Barry. Virginia Woolf's 1927 novel, To the Lighthouse, is set on which island? The Isle of Skye, the Isle of Man, or the Isle of Wight?
Again, I'm afraid I don't know, so a guess. Guess there are lighthouses on all of them, but the only one I really know of is the Isle of Wight, so I'll go with that one.
It is the Isle of Skye.
Okay.
Barry. First published in 1953, The Golden Apples of the Sun is a collection of short stories by which science fiction writer? Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury, or Arthur C. Clarke?
I really should know this, and I don't. They're all famous science fiction authors. Golden Apples of the Sun. It just gives me a glimmer of Arthur C. Clarke, so I'll go for him.
Do you know this one, Richard?
No, I'm afraid not. I would probably, again, team tactics on this one, Ray Bradbury, probably.
The answer is Ray Bradbury.
Oh, well done.
Barry.
You guess, Barry.
So
Right.
you have got one wrong now, and we go back to Richard, but you do need to get this right, Richard. Basho, the Japanese poet acknowledged as a master of haiku, was born in which century? Richard, 17th, 18th, or 19th? Basho is spelled B-A-S-H-O in our alphabet.
Again, not a great subject for me, I'm afraid, so... let's have a guess again. Let's try 17th century.
17th is correct.
Oh,
it's
sorry,
turning
Barry.
Away. It's turning away a bit now.
I could have done that one.
It's a very early art form, isn't it, haiku? So
It is. Very popular too.
Okay, Barry, if you get this right, you are in the final. In 1989, Gillian Ayres was shortlisted for which of the following? Turner Prize, Booker Prize, or Olivier Award?
I really don't know this one. I've never heard of his name in conjunction with the Turner Prize or the Booker Prize, so I'll go for the Olivier Awards.
No, it's the Turner Prize, Barry.
Ah.
How about that, Richard? That is a let-off. Very rare to see Barry only score one in this round. So it goes to sudden death, Richard. Gets a bit harder. I don't give you alternatives. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe, are the last lines of which nonsense poem by Lewis Carroll?
I'm hoping it's one of my favourite ones. Great nonsense poem. I'm hoping it's a Jabberwocky.
Yes, it's the Jabberwocky. Well done. Barry. Luxury and Degradation is a series of works focusing on alcohol by which artist born in Pennsylvania in 1955?
Oh my goodness me. That's a toughie. I have a feeling in the back of my mind that Andy Warhol was born in Pennsylvania, but is 1955 too late for him to be born? No, I've got nothing, but I think it's far too late for Andy Warhol, but on the basis that I thought he was born in Pennsylvania, I'll go for Andy Warhol.
Okay, let's sort this out. Andy Warhol's birth year, anyone?
Be in the 20s sometime, 1920.
Yeah, we think about 30 years earlier, we think.
No, I
Barry.
thought he was...
The answer is, what, any Eggheads know?
Jeff Koons.
Jeff Koons, Dave, yeah.
Oh,
Jeff Koons is the answer.
I would have never thought that's not his sort of thing. He does giant inflatable balloon statues of dogs and puppies. And
Your balloon has burst.
mm.
Richard, I think that probably is the greatest comeback I've ever seen.
Since Lazarus,
To
probably.
get the first two wrong against Barry in answer books and then to win the round, I've never seen that before. So you're in the final. That's quite remarkable. And there we go, Barry. Sorry you've been knocked out. Please come back to us. Well, Barry, that was a round.
That certainly was a memorable round, and I don't think I'll forget that for a long time.
And we should make a small correction. I think in the last game we had Jacqueline Dupre as a man. In this game, I think you said Gillian Ayres was a bloke, or you may have just missaid or
No,
misheard.
I don't think I mentioned the sex at all.
Okay, well, just to say it's a woman, as you know.
I heard him say he.
Yeah, we thought you
He
said
said he.
Did I? Oh,
Yes.
Maybe. Sorry, I apologise. See, that's how bad the round was.
You were so rattled. I've got a feeling about this game because you've completely rattled them. You certainly rattled Barry, who will need to be put under a very warm flannel later. Strictly GI have lost one brain from the final round. The Eggheads have now lost two. Then what's going to happen next? Last subject before the final is politics. Is this good for you guys?
Not really. Not really.
If you get uncertain, you can just reenact something.
Well, I'm going to take
You
it.
happy for that?
Andy,
yeah.
civil servant. Andy, against which Egghead? Either Pat or Lisa?
Lisa, please.
Very good. So Andy from Strictly GI. I thought it was going that way.
Yeah, because, you know, that wasn't a contest. Not even,
But
not
you're
even
good at
slightly.
politics. Come on. Lisa from the Eggheads, please go to our question room now for the last time.